Hi there. Thank you for joining us. We have this sequence of videos on applying to REUs that were created through the NSF Physics and Astronomy REU Leadership Group. My name is Paola Rodriguez Hidalgo, and I'm assistant professor at the University of Washington, Bothell.
And my name is Daniel Serrano, and I am a faculty specialist at the University of Maryland, College Park. So before we get started, just in case that you're not familiar or very familiar with this term, REU stands for Research Experience for Undergraduates. And usually they are a 10-week paid faculty mentored summer internship where you get to go and do research at a given institution. They typically cover the expenses to get to the research site. So whatever institution you are, even if it's far away from home, they will pay for you to get there. So the travel, and also they will usually cover the housing expenses to be there for the summer. They are cohort-based, which means that you would get to experience that research program along with about 9 other peers that are working in other projects, but typically they will bring you all together and have community building activities. They don't require substantial previous research experience, so they're actually created to provide research opportunities to those who have not had them in the past. And they, in addition to the research that you get, you also get some professional development opportunities, like learning how to communicate science, or learning how to find careers or figure out your career path, or things like how to apply to grad school. And typically they have application deadlines of around January and February.
So these videos have different 4 steps: the self-reflection of the prep work that you have to do before applying to REUs, the finding the REUs that you're going to apply, assembling your application, and the results, whether you're getting in or you're not getting in, and what to do. In this video, we're going to cover how to find the REUs. But we wanted to mention that this is a very individual process. We're including some of the generalities and some of the advice that we have collected through years of doing this process with a lot of students and having REU sites of our own. But if you want individual help, we are here for you. So please reach out to the REU application help@gmail.com, because we can meet with you, talk through your application, find the right fit, and any specific tips that are appropriate for your case.
All right, so whether or not you've done the first or checked out the first video, which talks about the self-reflection and preparation work before actually finding REUs, you will reach a step in which you actually want to know what opportunities are out there that you want to apply. So here we're going to give you some ideas on where you can find them, some optimal places where these are listed. The first one being the official NSF listing. So many REUs are funded by the National Science Foundation, or the NSF, and this organization actually lists in a database all of the opportunities that are founded by them. And so the URL is here. You can see it on the slides, but if you're watching this on YouTube, you will find it in the description down below. And so the idea is that if you go to this website, you will see this list of different topics that if you go inside of each one, you will find then a list of REU opportunities. So of course, coming from a background in astronomy or physics, you might want to go and click into the astronomy science or into the physics program. But in addition to that, with that type of background that you might be getting, we don't want you to limit yourself and filter yourself out of only the ones that are listed in astronomical science or physics. Because in many cases, physics students will gain a lot of mathematical skills, a lot of programming skills, and you might have some interests that are outside of what is offered in astronomy and physics. And so we encourage you to also think about possibly looking at topics like chemistry, computer science, engineering, materials research, mathematical sciences, because there might be some REUs there that fit your interests and that you're actually eligible for. So if you click into one of these topics, this is what it's going to look like. You will see the name of the topic on top, and then you will see just a list of different REU opportunities. You can, if you want to, download it as a CSV, or CSV, Excel, or XML to sort things out, by column and things like that. But if not, you can just kind of sort through the website, and you will see, for example, here that astronomy lists has 37 opportunities. And what you find in the level of information is that it gives you what the name of the opportunity is, where it is located, the contact information, and in addition to that, it will have some keywords that are related, that are entered by the organizers of this opportunity, which this is a really strong piece of information because it allows you to find within this database topics that you're interested in, or that you want to maybe learn some more experience in, or that you already have some strengths with that you think you would be a good avenue for you to pursue. So this is a good way to kind of find opportunities based on different criteria.
And it seems a little bit overwhelming, but yes, devote like a couple of weekends. Again, do this early enough. We're gonna have that in the do's later on clicking on the different sites, because all of these ones have the direct link to the website of each site, and then get information about what the program is about. And we'll talk more about that a little bit later.
So let's take a look at an example of trying to identify some of these research opportunities through the NSF website. And so I'm here at the site that I accessed through that link that you see on the slide, or just going through the video description. And I can scroll down, and maybe let's say that I'm interested specifically in physics. So when I go there, I will find this listing of opportunities that are in the physics category. And you can see that there are 66 opportunities. If I wanted to download as different formats, I could. And I could also just show more, like, for example, show all of them in one page. And I think this is nice because if I show all of them in one page, then I can do a keyword search, and I know that I will cover all of the opportunities. So if I do control find or command find, and then maybe try to search, let's say that I'm interested in biological sciences or biophysics, and I can say biophys, and now I can see that there are 17 matches. So I kind of have a rough idea that there are maybe about 17 opportunities that list biophysics in their keywords. So that makes it easier for me to then start narrowing down the ones that I might want to apply to. Of course, then I would want to go into their site, which again, you can find it by going on the left column where they list the name. All of these will have a link to the specific program site, and then read a little bit more about what specific biophysics topics they cover. But this is a nice way to get started, trying to narrow down the opportunities from 66 to something that is smaller based on a topic that I'm interested in exploring. So if I scroll down here, you see there's this one has biophysics, etc. And so once I have identified these opportunities, maybe I can start building them into some sort of database that we're going to mention a little bit later in this video, where I can put the name, the link to the page, and then start kind of like populating that database, with additional information like the deadline and things like that. And that's just a way for me to kind of keep track of the opportunities that I'm going to be finally applying to.
Another way of finding REUs is the website that the APS, the American Physical Society, has put together of all of the programs that are offering REUs in physics. So you have a map here that we have collected through a website that is also going to be at the bottom there in the YouTube video if you're watching in YouTube, right? And these are the REU sites that were in 2021. You have all the layers there, and you have the locations, and we're going to keep on adding sites with astronomy and other programs that are very relevant for our students.
So a third way in which you can find some summer research opportunities is this website that I really, really love called pathways2science.org. And the reason that I really like it is because it has a robust search database system. And so in addition to that, like I said earlier, in the NSF database, those are the opportunities that are funded by the NSF, but this website is agnostic to that. So you might find some opportunities there that are not funded by NSF. But the strength that I mentioned about the database can be seen in the next slide here, where you can see that it allows you to do a search by lots of different filters. So you can search by topic, by discipline, and you could scroll down this little box that appears on the screen here, and you will see many, many topics that you can just click the box and then do the search. And it's not showing all the way, but if you were to scroll down on the page, you could even do a search by geographical location and things like that. Now, if you go into advanced search, then you would be able to even increase the level of granularity through which you're searching the opportunities. So not just the topic and geographical location, but importantly for students that are not US citizens or permanent residents, you are actually able to look for opportunities that will accept students in that category. So that allows you to find opportunities that are catered to you if you're in that category.
Which is the beauty of this one, because the National Science Foundation only funds US students or permanent residents. So if you are not through this site, you actually can just click the none and then see all of the opportunities that are available for you.
So if we go to Pathways to Science, here we can look at an example of how to use this database. So you can go to undergrads and then browse 600 plus different summer research opportunities. So then here's where you would find that searchable database. And like the slides were showing, there's a wide variety of different ways in which you can filter your search. So you can go here and you can see that you can tell it, specifically for undergraduate students. You can filter by program start date if that's something that's important or of interest to you. They list the institutions if you want to narrow it that way. And then they have disciplinary categories. So you can scroll through this really long list and start clicking on things that you're interested in. So for example, let's say that I'm interested in optics and also in nanotechnology. And maybe I'm also interested in biotechnology. And then, so let's say that that's all I want to filter by. And so I go to search programs. And then I will have found 89 programs. So then I can scroll down, I can see the name of the program, a link to the website, or I can read more about the opportunity. So they will have a description, what types of stages of the career ladder they are eligible to apply, the deadline, application deadline, you can go to the website and then the different disciplines and keywords that they have added. In addition to that, then if we go back and we activate the advanced search, you can see really how robust this is, because like before, you could do something like undergrad, but here it actually expands it to different subcategories of undergrad level. So you can do first year, even if you're like a high school student, you can use this to find opportunities. And then, like I mentioned in the slides, you can sort it by opportunities that will accept non-US citizens or permanent residents as well. You can, and then scrolling down more, you can see all these different types of ways to filter the search that you're going to do. And in addition to the normal search, the advanced search will have the different disciplines, but also a really, really long list of keywords. So this is very specific. And so like if you have a topic that you're very interested in trying to explore, let's say that we're scrolling down here and I'm very interested in something like mathematical physics and maybe additionally medical imaging, then I can go to search programs and I will see that there are, of course, we went into a more specific set of filters, so I only found 5 programs, but these programs will be very specific to what I'm trying to find. And so even though it's not a large number, they're very catered to either my interest or my background.
This is actually, the other one was Daniel's favorite site, because my site now is using this NSF ETAP site. This is one of my favorite ones that is trying to create not only a way to find the opportunities, but also to send applications to a lot of them through the same site. So here I have created an account with my name as a student with another email that it was not my university email. And then once you're in and you have a login and you have created your profile, it asks you to search for, you have the option of search for opportunities. So when you do that, when you click there, you can find the right fit for you. So in this case, I have searched for physics and astronomy. Those are the keywords that I have put. Remember what Daniel said before, keywords are the way of finding the things that you are more interested in. You can narrow this down to optics or extragalactic or whatever you want. And then once you put the keywords, it gives you all of the opportunities that are available right now. You can apply there directly. It tells you the due dates, and it gives you information about the sites that you can also get when you click in all of the sites here. You can also decide, okay, I'm gonna select this, and this to apply later, and so on. So it's another way of filtering and searching the things that are more suited for you. And here we have created a mini video of what you're going to encounter when you get into the NSF ETAP account, right? So you create your account. This is mine, so it's welcome, Paola. And then once you're here, you have to complete your registration. I haven't finished it, so that's why I have that exclamation mark. It's very long, but you will only have to do it once. Once you completed your registration, you will be able, and even before, you will be able to search for opportunities. So here you click here under search. And then you enter keywords. And this is what we said before in other videos. If you have the opportunity to check the one about finding the reuse, keywords are the way to go. So for example, I'm gonna make it very general and then search for physics, right? Because I'm doing an undergrad in physics and I wanna see all of the options that physics gives me. Well, here we have 39 opportunities that have the keyword physics in them, right? And these might be the ones that are opening right now. There might be even more, right? Because here's the filter of open, but I can really change that, right? They are sorted by application dude. You have a lot of filters here about particular programs. If you know what is the application type, if you're an undergrad or you're a graduate student or you're a teacher, the application window, you can select the ones that are like closed. You can select the ones that are for international, non-US students, or like anywhere else, fields of study, and so on. But again, I have put a keyword there, but you can even do more filters there if you prefer, right? And then when you click on these ones, right, if you click here in the arrow down, it gives you a lot of information about that REU. Right, so I'm just clicking the very first one that has a deadline in Monday, so this will be very rushed to apply, right? But it has a lot of the information about the overview, the title, the eligibility requirements, because some of these applications are only for US students, but not all of them. And then the website to go there and dig deeper into the projects that they have and information about the sites, right? And then if you actually like it, I say, oh, I want to apply to this one. You can put a mark there, so that way it remembers the ones that you're interested in. And then you keep on going through all of them and then do the same thing, right? And again, early on, it will be the best, but it's explore that side and play with it, right? There are many opportunities there. And don't limit yourself. This will be with physics, but imagine that you are like, no, I actually want to do astronomy and I might be interested in galaxies. Well, the keyword galaxies has restricted a lot, maybe because they didn't put it into one of the abstracts and so on, right? But I can click, for example, here in the RU in Georgia State University, that again, it might have that keyword galaxies in the site, right? And the abstract and the overview. And here you have all of the requirements, same thing as before, the website to go dig deeper. And if after doing all that, you're like, I'm very interested in maybe applying for this one for the summer, then you actually do that as well.
And so the last option for finding REUs would just be going into Google and doing some sort of search. So these databases, they tend to be thorough, but maybe they're not catching everything. And so a final option could be just go there to Google and do REU or paid research or summer research. And of course, that's going to give you kind of a broad result. So maybe you can add to those terms, add the word physics. And even furthermore, you can add physics and some topic that you like or some area of physics that you think you're interested in exploring. And then that way you can just find more. Some potential additional keywords that I think are important to think about is things like geographical location. So sometimes we think oh, well, like I need to find some opportunities that are important for my career in terms of the topic. But actually, geographical location can be an important aspect, because let's say that you want to go and visit a city or a university for the summer to see if you enjoy being there, because maybe that's a place where you're interested in going to grad school or finding a job there. And so these REUs are not just an opportunity to explore the research, but also possibly to explore a location or an institution that you might want to go into the future.
A great idea to like maybe thinking about grad school opportunities. Okay, so now we are giving you all of the options of how to find them, and now we're gonna go through those do's and don'ts that we mentioned before. That again, maybe you are already in January and February, and this is not working exactly for you, but maybe for next year you can start early. So the very first thing to do is start early. October, November is our suggestion. Go through all of the different ways that we have suggested to find REUs, and then stay organized. We suggest a spreadsheet, something like this, when you have the program, the site, the location, these are topics, deadline, essay, all of the information that they are asking of you, and also if they need recommendation letters and how many, and that way you will be able to also share this with your recommendation letter writers, especially the deadline. We really want to know when is the deadline that we have to submit those letters. Don't limit yourself to one REU. Once you're preparing all of this work, as we're going to be mentioning in the other video, in the step 3 of applying, it requires a lot of work of collecting your transcripts, writing the letter, the statements, and so on. So once you have done the work for one, find more than one. Don't limit yourself to only one site, because the competition is actually very crude. Sometimes there are 100, 200, 600 applications for like 6 to 10 options, but there are many REUs. So the idea will be to not only submit one application. If you do many more, you have more opportunities, right? But on the other hand, don't say, I'm going to apply to all of them. You want to really narrow yourself to the opportunities that you really want to go. You're going to put a lot of time into crafting this application, as we explained in the video for step 3. So you really want to put it with your heart belongs to, where you're actually interested on what you're going to be doing for that summer, right? It's going to be a long summer, so you want to work on something that you actually want to do, right? The best way to enjoy that summer is to find the right fit, which is kind of the middle ground, the sweetest spot between the thing that you really like, something that you're interested in learning more, and something that you have skills and knowledge. Some skills, you don't have to be, again, you're not expecting to be a researcher with 10 years of experience, right? We might not have any previous experience, and it's fine, but you have at least some skills or knowledge that it will contribute to the REU. So explore through all of these sites that we have shared for you to find that right fit, right? You might have questions. And remember that in a lot of the opportunities, you have the contacts of the REU sites. Also, you have the websites will include the contacts to the REU sites. So send them questions. Ask anything about the projects. They might put you in contact with the mentors. Or if you have questions about how it's going to be the professional development, or if they are thinking of like more senior students or my sophomore students, things like that, you can actually contact them, and then it will help you suit the applications to your needs, right? Have a backup plan. Like, don't put all the eggs in the one basket. Hopefully, we're hoping for you that you're going to get into one of the REUs, the one that is your preferable one, but have a backup plan for the summer in case that that's not actually going to be an option at the end for you, right? Finally, contact mentors and these potential recommendation letters early. If you have any mentor at your institution, if you're going to ask some professors to write these letters, you can also ask questions to them about what they think that you are best suited based on the knowledge that they have of you. And also that way you put in the radar that they're going to be writing letters for you, so they can start thinking about them, right? And finally, we're here to help. So reach out us, as we said before, to the REU application help@gmail.com for anything that we can do to help you make this the final decision, that we understand that it can be a little bit overwhelming, but that we know that you can do.
And I want to give a plug to our video number 4 about what to do if you get in or if you don't get into an REU, where we talk in more detail about what do backup plans look like for summer. All right, and just a couple of don'ts that we recommend. So the first one is don't rule yourself out from applying from a program. Of course, the decision to apply has to be smart and has to be thought out well, which is based on the self-reflection work that you've done, and then the searches that you've done, where you have figured out, is this a good fit for me? But try to be a little bit on the generous side with yourself. If you select yourself out from applying to a program, you have 0% chance of getting in. If you apply to a program, that chance probably will increase to some number, right? So you belong to these REUs because whether, let's say that you're someone that doesn't have a lot of research experience, as we have said in the past, these are created for students that are looking for research experience. So try to not lure yourself out from applying to a program, and just find that courage to send that application. And then the other don't would be, don't limit yourself to physics and astronomy necessarily. Again, if you go back in this video to where we talked about the databases, there's other topics that physics and astronomy students have gained many skills that are applicable, such as computer science, engineering, and mathematics.
Yeah, and I want to say what I tell to my students, you already have the no if you apply. If you're scared of the no, you already have the no by not applying. So the option of applying just give you the possibility of not getting the no. So don't rule yourself out, as Daniel said.
All right, so as a final note, we want to go back and repeat that applying to REUs is a very individual process. It depends on what you like, where you're coming from. And so all of these things that we have given you a template for, we are more than happy to help you navigate them with your specific situation. And all you have to do is reach out to reuapplicationhelp@gmail.com, and then we can set up a time to talk and really assess where you want to go, and then help you get there. So lastly, just good luck with applying.
Good luck.